now you have to decide which carrier are you going to use. So if you want to use something cheap, something very good, something expensive, what are you going to choose? So here I've been in US and I've been traveling a lot, so I can tell you my experience which carrier works the best. So if you're going to buy a cell phone, or you're thinking maybe I have to switch companies because the company that I have sucks. So I'm going to tell you which one is the best, which one is the second best, then the third one, and then the rest. So the number one, one of the best one that I know and that I've been using for over a year, and in many places, like I mentioned before, I've been traveling almost all over United States, and I can tell you that Verizon is the best. Verizon Wireless is the best. It's the most expensive one as well, but if you have, for instance, a business, you're going to have a very good rate. For instance, in my case, when I started with just one cell phone, I was paying about $100, unlimited internet, unlimited text, phone calls, and everything else. Also, you can, if you want, you can do like international calls for $5 more to Mexico and Canada. And after that, I mean, if you say, okay, maybe I don't need unlimited data, depending on what you do with your life or what you are working of, so it depends. So at least in my case, I use my cell phone a lot to send a lot of pictures, receive pictures, work with the internet. Also, I use it like a hotspot and everything. So in my case, I'm using unlimited at this point of my life. But before, a few months ago, I was using like 5 gigs, and that was fine. So after that, they will charge you. But you're going to see the same thing maybe in another providers like AT&T, maybe Sprint, maybe T-Mobile, maybe Clear Talk, or I don't know. There was another company, those small companies that Walmart, or all those companies that they offer those cheap carriers, but usually those are not that good. I'm going to tell you the one I was using. For instance, I was using before I was using T-Mobile. T-Mobile sucks. So if you want the best internet, great is unlimited Wi-Fi, like I mentioned before, Verizon. If you want the second one, will be AT&T. AT&T, usually they have very good coverage. I mean, you can go almost anywhere and you're going to have very good coverage. With Verizon will be the same thing. And the third one will be Sprint. With Sprint, they will tell you, you have unlimited data or for cheaper or something like that, but you're not going to have coverage everywhere. Also, after X amount of gigabyte that you have been using in your plan, they're going to cap it. So that means that you're going to browse. Yes, they are not lying to you in that aspect, but you're going to browse very slowly. So if you want like super speed all the time, Verizon or AT&T maybe. The rest are crappy. I'm going to tell you like a little story. I started with, when I arrived to United States, just with the T-Mobile. I say, okay, T-Mobile it should be fine, I guess. I mean, I was paying like $30 or $40, something like that, internet, text message, another thing. And when you're new, I mean, the bad thing is when you're new here in US, you don't know anything, and you are using you're relying on your cell phone to use Google Maps for everything. And if you don't have any signal or you don't have data, you're going to be screwed. I mean, you're going to be in the middle of the road and you're going to say, now what? Where should I go? It happened to me. So there is no way. I mean, you are in the middle of the road, you have no signal, or you have no data. It happened to me with T-Mobile. They say now in 2018 that okay, now things are better. I don't know. I don't want to try because you're going to spend time, money, something that for a few dollars is better that you focus on earning very well. So that way, if you have to pay $100 a month in a cell phone service, you will say, it's just $100, that's it. Because the inconvenience of being uncommunicated and without internet is the price is too high. You're going to, if you're alone, you don't have anybody to call, or if you have someone to call, but you cannot call because the signal is bad or you have no signal. So with T-Mobile, I had the problem that I had to turn off the cell phone, turn it back on in order to get some signal, some internet, because just out of the blue, you have no more data. So after all those things, I've been switching to another talk about I don't remember if you know it. Leave it comment in the section below. But about talk, I don't know. But the thing is, you have all those small companies that you never hear of. That is the problem that you're going to have. So Verizon the best. The second one will be AT&T. The third one will be Sprint. And make sure about that is if you're even if you're going to get like a prepaid plan or something like that with all those carriers, the signal will be bad. So even there is one courier that they charge you like $10, something like that, and you get like 200 or 300 minutes and to talk, and then maybe 100 messages, text messages or something like that, and that's it. And they will say, oh, $10 is super cheap. Yeah, but it barely worked. I tried that service as well, and you will see, it works if you have a Wi-Fi signal, great. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you're not going to be able to talk. It happened to me also with T-Mobile and other companies as well, that you maybe are inside of Kroger's and you have no signal. You cannot get any phone call, nothing. You want to make a phone call, you're toast. So that is what happens with the cheap companies. That is why they are cheap. Also, another thing that you're going to keep in mind with this type of companies, usually for now, Verizon Wireless, they have the customer service or in US, so you're going to talk with Americans, so that is a good thing. You're going to be able to talk to understand them. Otherwise, it would be like calling Uber. You have some problem and they are talking with some Indian in some other part of the world, or some Philippine, or don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against them, but most of them, they don't speak English properly, or they cannot understand you, or you cannot understand them because their English is not good, and you're going to have a lot of troubles talking to them. You barely are able to hear them. The only good thing about that is that the small companies usually they have like 24/7 support, so you can call them almost anytime. The cheap one, for instance, the one that I was saying, costs like $10. They don't provide you any customer service. If you want customer service, you have to pay separately. So if you have any problem, anything, the customer service will charge you maybe $10, $15, something like that. So that is the other thing. With like I mentioned before, I think with Verizon, I have that. With Verizon, they have the customer service is here in US. That is good. With the other guys, usually they are outside of United States. The only good thing is if you are going to get one of those and you speak Spanish, you're good. Because usually if you speak Spanish, they're going to transfer you to Mexico or maybe Colombia or some place like that. And the good thing is that they speak Spanish natively, so that is good. They are going to understand you, you're going to be able to understand them, and usually you're going to be able to hear them better because they are next to US, they are very close. The other guys are in the other side of the world. So basically those are the pros and cons, and that is what you should think when you're getting a cell phone, a carrier for any company. Other than that, make sure that the cell phone you're going to get, sometimes you have to buy, for instance in my case, I had an analog cell phone, an iPhone 5S, and I wanted to use it with Verizon, and they say nope, you have to buy our own because the technology is CDMA, your cell phone is GSM, and that's it. And if you don't do that, you are not going to have service. So I tried that, and that is how it works. So if you don't do the change, you have no service. So I hope this video was useful. So I end up, for your information, buying a new cell phone named Verizon, but that will be another story. So I hope this video was useful. If you have any question, or do you want me to make another video about United States or any other country that I've been living or visiting, please let me know in the section below, and see you next time. Bye.